All you have to do is believe. I believe.
.29 is the time right now. How about a little celebrity dish?
Yes, and this morning we actually have some bona fide blue check celebrity help. Certified. You know him from his roles on hits like Curb Your Enthusiasm, Spider-Man, the new Netflix comedy, Blockbuster, and more. And tonight he's actually taking the stage at the Warner Theater as part of his physical therapy stand-up tour. First, though, he's joining us live right on our couch. It is so good to see you.
Do that pose.
Yeah.
I'm glad you can actually pull that one off.
You nailed it.
You're good. Hail Caesar.
Hail Caesar.
Hail Caesar.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good to see you. So we were just talking about that. I know we got to talk about your everything that you're doing, but the Caesar commercials.
Oh, so
those
fun.
are amazing.
So fun. It really is a big time campaign. And when they called me about doing it, I was so like blown away. I said, okay, cool. You know, I got a relationship with a director who I met on a LeBron commercial I shot years ago, but it never aired. And he said every time a campaign comes up, he always thinks about who would be great for it. And I was just blown away and cool. It was cool that I got a chance to do it. You know?
But did you think it was going to blow up like it has?
Oh, I knew. You know, I think as an actor, as a writer, as a producer, I've always loved commercials.
Yeah.
I thought of myself growing up as the black Darren Stevens from Bewitched. I always loved advertising. I always loved commercials, and I'm a salesman.
Yeah.
And I think being a comedian, you got to be a salesman.
Right.
You got to sell these jokes. You got to sell this idea. You got to sell this punchline. And I think I'm built for commercials. I love selling something to people that I'm passionate about.
Here's the genius of the whole thing, and I'll speak because I'm the Cooper Manning of this show. This campaign works because you throw so many different people from so many different places into it, and it still hits. But it's got to be fun for you too. I mean, like you said, you get to play leading man with Halle Berry.
Hey, how about that? You know,
the whole Manning family with you.
Mannings. And funny thing about it, we had a relationship before the commercials. So, Curb is Peyton's favorite show. He came to the set one day, hung out with us one day with Larry.
That's cool.
But you said Archie was your favorite quarterback, so it's like full circle.
It's crazy. It's nuts.
Put it in the universe.
Super Bowl, I ran into all of them. The whole family was there. And I first met Peyton at the SNL 40 party. And he said, I'm a big fan of Curb. I love you, man. Da, da, da. And next thing you know, he came to the set. Then I ran into the whole family at the Super Bowl, and I told Archie, Archie, I'm your other son. You didn't know about. You guys didn't know that he was fooling around behind your mama's back. So we became great friends from that moment, and then this campaign came up, and they added these guys on, man, and they are hilarious.
I think they are. See, because I don't think you can make it up. It's natural, right? When you see them in things.
I can picture them the same heads on little or small bodies as children, like the same faces, but on children. And I bet they had so much fun.
You're watching your show called Baby Mannings. You got to give credit for that one, right?
Baby Mannings coming soon. Hey, let's do this celebrity dish real quick, and we're going to talk to you some more. So let's get your opinion on some of these topics. Celebrity dish. First up, Page 6 reporting that some Saturday Night Live staff writers have planned to boycott this weekend's SNL show after comedian Dave Chappelle was named as the host. Now, those staffers are reportedly upset over Chappelle's history of transphobic and homophobic jokes. Meanwhile, a rep for Chappelle has said that there was nothing to suggest a boycott was planned. Now, this Saturday's show will be Chappelle's third time as the host with musical guest Black Star. What do you think about all this about Chappelle?
I don't believe it. We've been watching SNL forever, they go places that a lot of shows never would go. And I can't see it happening.
Yeah.
I can't see it.
I mean, you've been in the
comedy
writer's
is
room,
too,
right?
It's just too broad of a stroke for comedy. And,
Is it different now, though? I mean, when you wrote for SNL, were the rules different than what they are now?
They went places, they went a lot of places in comedy that late night TV is allowed to do. So whether it's just a matter of what era you are in, what your timeline is. Currently, of course, we have people, you gotta be more PC, but that's comedy. Comedy's always gonna be that. And I always say you gotta be careful with how you perceive comedy. Because if you're gonna, let's picture this. Okay, I always throw the scenario out there. You're at a comedy show. You're laughing at a comedian. It's risque material. The camera swings around at a special. You're in the audience. You're laughing.
Yeah, right.
Did you come to work get fired?
No. Well, I will hope not.
No.
Yeah, well,
I'm just being
Yeah,
real.
right.
If the joke is you're in the moment with everybody else, you're laughing.
Right.
And the camera goes on the audience all the time. If you get seen in the audience and you're laughing, do you get backlash? So we got to be very careful how far we go.
Right.
And also, actors play controversial roles all the time. Terrible roles, characters.
Oh, yeah.
Does that happen?
Yeah.
What's the end game to all this? So we got to be very careful how we see comedy.
Yeah.
That's all. It is a gift to make people laugh.
Absolutely.
To take the sadness, take the stress away for a moment, an hour at a time, maybe sometimes, and you go home and you continue to live your life, but you gotta laugh.
Yeah.
More or less controversial characters like Leon then, and then the war.
There you go.
Curb goes places all the time, and but we have loyal fans who love the show, who love tackling these issues in a different way.
Yeah.
And I think once you start putting rules and parameters on things, it starts to spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
Next thing you know,
It's impossible to
nothing
draw
is,
the line.
You can't do anything anymore, and you just gotta be careful how you tiptoe through life. And comedy's one of those things.
Okay.
All right, well, let's talk about 50 Cent because he is once again trolling Madonna over her social media behavior. So let's bring in producer Chris for this one. Have you been watching Madonna and her social? Oh, well, you're missing something.
I have not been in the loop.
Okay.
Well, you're in for a treat, I guess, I would say. Listen, it feels like 1,000th time that I've stood here and talked to you about 50 Cent coming after somebody on social media. You would think by this point people would learn not to mess with him because he has no chill. So recently he posted a screenshot of an article discussing Madonna's latest bizarre TikTok video where she's just kind of staring into the camera. I'm going to use the word seductively, but I don't know if that's correct. In the caption, 50 called her, quote, grandma, and wrote like a virgin, ... at 64. So many in the comments agreed with 50. Someone wrote she looks possessed. Another asked what happened to her face and said her whole legacy is going down the drain. So far, Madonna hasn't responded, but wisdom, like I've said before, when it comes to 50 Cent, man. Social media,
No chill.
Yeah,
No chill.
I don't mess with 50 Cent, so I'm not saying nothing. I don't want no smoke from him. Yeah, so I'll let y'all do that. Not me. No. Yeah. So what do you think about Madonna when you just saw Madonna right there?
Man, look, man, when you're an icon, you do icon things, man.
Yeah.
And come on, man. You got people who have done it, who have proven that it can be done. And, you still inspire no matter how old you are,
I don't think when you're icon status, you really care, do you?
No.
You don't.
right.
You're the icon status. You've
lived your life. You've done it all.
Yeah.
You're always going to be in the conversation.
Yeah.
So,
Well, she's in the conversation already.
I mean, what you going to do?
Yeah. Right.
What you going to do?
Yeah.
Do you. I always say do you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Continue to do you.
That's right. Yeah.
What you gonna do?
And hope 50 Cent doesn't come for you.
All right, I got one more real quick story that I want to try to get in, guys. Let's talk about Snoop Dogg now, because he is the latest and the greatest to get the music biopic treatment. So he is undeniably an icon, and he is said to have a film in the works with Universal Pictures and his newly formed Death Row Pictures. The film will tell his life story. It's also going to incorporate some of his most iconic songs. It's coming from the mind of the Hughes brothers. One of them, Alan Hughes, who also did Menace to Society and the Book of Eli. He's set to be behind the scenes directing. On tap to write is Joe Robert Cole, who also wrote a little movie called Black Panther. The big question now is who will play Snoop
JB,
in this
you get
movie? And
first
that is
crack
the
at this
question
one.
I have for you guys.
That is my guy right there. Let me tell you something. I am so excited to hear this. This is absolutely amazing. You know, hearing tidbits of Snoop's life through song, through interviews, through all the things that he has done, it is absolutely just morsels of his life. But to see this right here, this is going to be big time. I don't know who's going to play him, but there are some. There are some young actors out there who would fit the bill.
I think it has to be a no name, right?
I love
like
no
this
names.
is their
I love no names. I love someone to get the chance to hit the ball out the park. And this guy is absolutely amazing. You know, we're friends, and yes. You know.
I can't wait, and I mean, obviously, he's a big Snoop fan, but even when Snoop was with us, he was so unfiltered and candid.
Oh,
just
yeah,
with us.
regular
I can't
guy.
imagine how he will be telling his own story.
Yeah, I met him for the first time when he hosted SNL when I was working there. Yeah, man, cool cat, man.
Yeah.
Cool cat.
He's a real deal, right? I mean, he's just like who he is. All right, listen, JB's not going anywhere. And coming up next, we're going to talk to him about blockbuster, physical therapy, and more. And then later, season 5 of Yellowstone. Kevin's going to share part 2 of his interview with 3 of the stars.